Hey guys, Chris here on Chris Knows Nothing. Today we're going to be talking about 10 out-of-date sales techniques to avoid. The majority of sales trainers today use techniques that date back centuries. Yeah, really. They go back all the way to 1800s and 1900s. And even though these techniques don't work anymore today, they're still being passed down. You have to avoid these sales habits in order to crush your sales. In fact, if you don't actively start avoiding these mistakes, you're never going to be able to reach your full potential. Here today, I'm going to give you 10 things to avoid, no matter which market you're in order to gain more success. Number 1, pitching your product or service. It might be tough to hear, but prospects don't really care about what you're selling. They care about the problems that you can help them solve. So instead of pitching your product and going on and on about the features and the whatnots, try asking effective questions to know their deepest frustration. Then present them with a solution. You might already know what problem they have, but let them tell you, let them complain. As human beings, we generally like to complain. And when you allow them the space and the time and energy to complain, you're creating a trust between you two, which could lead to more sales. 2, overselling your product or service. Prospects today have enough material and resources to gain a basic understanding of what you have to offer. Instead of going on and on about the features of your product, present them with what this product can help to enrich their lives. Today's prospects don't rely only on the sales rep to actually get the information about the product. They do that on their own. So take this time that you have with them and giving them what feelings this product can help them with, how it can make their lives much easier and better. 3, selling to anyone. Have you ever heard the phrase selling ice to an Eskimo? Well, that's what they call great salespeople today, but it's crazy if you think about it. Great salespeople sell ice to people who actually need ice. Stop selling to anyone. Instead, focus on the people that actually need what you are offering, that are a good fit for your product or service. And that way, they become ambassadors for your product. Number 4, persuading your prospects. Persuasion is one of the most common focuses when training sales reps, and that's a huge mistake. Why? Because you're going into the conversation with your prospect thinking and assuming that they're a good fit for your product or service, when in reality you don't really know yet. Instead of persuading your prospects, focus on qualifying and disqualifying them. 5, turning on the fake enthusiasm. Every sales rep is guilty of this. We turn on this overly cheerful act, and prospects actually get scared by this because they recognize it. Instead, try using a low and calm tone when you're trying to discover what's going on in your prospect's life. 6, smooth talking. A lot of sales reps try to sound polished and well-spoken, but this is not actually something that prospects want. They want someone who's going to be real with them. Instead of smooth talking, try talking to your prospects like you would with a coworker or a friend. Leave that smooth talking at the door. 7, begging to give a proposal. Never ask the prospect, "Hey, can I give you a proposal to show you what we can do?" before actually taking the time to see if they're a good fit for your product or service. They're immediately gonna think, "Okay, just give me the proposal and then we'll see." And then they're actually gonna disregard the proposal and see it as a low value offer. Instead, take your time to see if the customer is actually a good fit for your product or service before sending. 8, pushing too hard for a borderline deal. Not all deals are meant to go through. You're gonna have to pick your battles sometimes. Sometimes you have the deals that you see a bit of hope in and you go for them. Others, you have to be careful which deals that you pick. Sometimes going too hard into deals and trying to push deals all the time can create a bad reputation and damage your future deals. So think about which deals that you take in the future and go for the good ones. 9, terrorizing your prospect with emails and calls. Have you ever received 4 emails from the same person in a day and thought, I admire that person's persistence. I'm gonna call them and see what they can offer me? Most likely that's a no. Well, it's the same with your prospects. Give them instead some time to breathe, some space in between your calls and your emails. Otherwise, you're gonna sound desperate, and that's not something you want, right? 10, leaving the next steps unclear. It's kind of common practice at the end of a meeting to say, "Hey, I'll follow up with you next week and give you a call." but that doesn't ensure that you actually get on the call or get an email or response back from the prospect. Turn this old school technique into a newer one by scheduling a specific date and a time for a follow-up. Make sure that the prospect has this on their calendar before you move on. More tips and tricks on how to increase your sales, on how to get more customers, subscribe down below, follow this YouTube channel for more.